Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Did you ever come across some Hexamine fuel tablets and think they would be good in an emergency? Well, they're marketed for outdoor cooking, for military use, and for preppers. The downside of them is they have a horrible smell. And I don't know if it's a toxic smell or not, but it smells like it to me. I don't want to waste things that I have purchased for my prepping, but it's not something I can have in my bag because I couldn't find anything to stop the smell. So I finally decided I could put it in an old jar and store them that way. Don't store them in a jar you would use again for food because I don't know what these are made of, but it smells like something horrible. They do work. They burn for 9 minutes each. They provide a lot of smokeless, and then there's no residue left when you burn them, but they just smell terrible and they're not appropriate for putting in your bug out bag because then everything takes on the smell of this. So store them in an airtight container. Never allow them to touch your food. Know that they will leave a residue on the bottom of your pan, so if you're worried about that, you maybe want to put a piece of foil over the bottom of your cooking utensil before you would use one of these. Never use it in the house. Always use it outdoors if you need to. Know that they're also sold by the name of Esbit. E-S-B-I-T is another form of hexamine. I'm going to store these in my bunker because this is my last resort, and if I come down to I don't have anything else to use for fuel, I'm definitely going to use it. But it's certainly not something that I would choose to buy again or stock up on for my emergency preps. Let me know what kind of fuel you're stocking up on, and please subscribe to Alaska Granny. Have a wonderful day.